you can't use your calculator, all right, in the multiple choice exam. So there are tips that we want to go through that will assist us in doing well on our multiple choice exam. There are some things that I'm going to point towards that I want us to focus on. So I'm going to be pointing towards a number of things. All right. So let's go. The first important detail in dealing with the multiple choice exam is to understand, I always pick on this first, is to understand what we call the eights. All right. And when we say eight, we're talking about the fractions and we're dealing with the eights. For example, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. If you're having your books, I would advise that you just write with me. 4/8. So I'm going to line them, go all the way up. 5/8, 6/8, and 7/8. With the eights, what I want us to do is that we want to have the decimal for the eights. We want to know all the decimals, and then you want to be able to know the percentage for them. The good thing about the eights, though, is that we actually know a lot of them already. For example, we know 2/8. 2/8, if you cancel this down, would give you 1/4. So you definitely know about a quarter long ago. We also know about 4/8. 4/8, if you cancel it down using 4, you will get a half. Everybody knows about a half. Also, 6/8, everybody knows about that. If you cancel down by 2, we get 3/4. So technically, what I'm asking you to do is just something that you know already, except that there are a few that you might not be looking at. So we really would love to understand the eights, understanding the eights. Now, let's write down the decimals for the ones that we know, and then we use that to drive forward. So we're going to put the decimals here. And then we're going to look at the percentages beside that. All right, so we're going to look at the percentages. And then we're going to pick up a pattern, and then we're going to focus on some ideas. Now, the decimal for a quarter, most of us will know that it's 0.25. A quarter, 0.25. The decimal for a half is 0.50. The decimal for 3/4 is 0.75. So a lot of us know those decimals already. So technically we are understanding the eights. Long ago we know them. I want us to think, as we go down, let me take out my pencils. As we go down, you would notice though that as we go down, there's one thing that everybody will notice here. You're gonna notice that we're adding 1/8 each time. For example, let me highlight these as I go. For example, 1/8 plus 1/8 give us 2/8. 2/8 plus 1/8 give us 3/8. 3/8 plus 1/8 give us 4/8. 4/8 plus 1/8 give us 5/8. So we are actually adding 1/8 each time. I'm trying to get us to see that we can easily pick up the decimals. Let's think about it. If we're adding 1/8 each time, then if I know what 1/8 is as a decimal, then I would realize that I am adding that decimal each time to fill out the rest. For example, 1/8 is a half of 2/8. Think about it. What's a half of 2/8? A half of 2/8 is 1/8, which means if I take the half of 0.25, I'll get 0.125. So then it means that the decimal for 1/8 is 0.125 because it's a half of a quarter. So I divide this by 2 and I get that. That means I have the decimal for 1/8. If I keep adding going forward, because since I'm adding 1/8 each time, that means in the decimal world, I'm actually adding 0.125 each time. So if I add 0.125 to 0.25, I'll get 0.375. If I add 0.125 to 0.375, I'll get 0.50. You could check it. If I add 0.125 on 0.5, I'll get 0.625. If I add 0.125 to 0.625, I'll get 0.75. It's already there, but we'll get it. So if I add 0.125 to 0.75, I will get 0.875. These are the decimals for the 8s. 1/8 is 0.125. 2/8 is a quarter, 0.25. 3/8 is 0.375. 4/8 is a half, 0.5. 5/8 a little bit more than a half, 0.625. 6/8, 3/4, 0.75. The last of them is 7/8, 0.875. Let's look at the percentage for these. We're just taking out some ideas. The percentage for 1/8, remember when you're changing anything to percentage, all you have to do is to multiply by 100. So the percentage for 1/8 is 12.5. Which means in the percentage world, all I will be adding is 12.5% each time. For example, 1/8 is 12.5%. I'm going to put an asterisk beside 1/8. I'll soon tell you why. Now, if I add 1/8 to itself, I'll get, if I add 12.5% to itself, I get 25%. Look at that. Look at this, 25%. Yeah. And if I add 12.5% to 25, I'll get 37.5%. But if you look at this, you would realize that you would have been able to do this easily as well, because you just move the decimal point 2 places to the right. Check it out, 50%. Then if you add your 12.5, you'll get 62.5. Look at the relationship. 75%. Lastly, 87.5%. So these are the percentage for the 8s. Some of them, you know them already. The others, you can easily add using your 1/8 to go through. I highlighted the 1/8 because of 12.5%. Outside of 50%, 75%, they love to use 12.5% as well. So in your multiple choice exam, you're going to see a lot of the 25% coming out as a quarter, as 0.25 in terms of money, or 1/4 in terms of a fraction. You'll see a lot of 50% coming out as 50% or a half or 0.5. You'll see a lot of 75% coming out, which is 3/4 as a fraction or 0.75. In addition to that, you can expect any of the 8s, but they like to use 12.5% a lot of times. Remember that 12.5% is 1/8, which means that if I give you, let us say I told you that 12.5% of anything, or 12.5% of some money that I have is $60. If I tell you that 12.5% of some money that I have is $60, and I said to you, how much money do I have? We are suggesting that 12.5 means 1/8. So indirectly, you're being told that 1/8 of the money is $60. So if you have 1/8 and you want to find the total, you just multiply by 8. because 1/8, 8 times give you 8/8, which is the full thing. So you would have seen that, oh, the money is $480 because 1/8 is just 1 out of the 8 pieces. So you multiply by 8. So things like these are what we're going to be using. I will definitely direct it to when it is being used and how we could navigate. But for now, we're saying understand the 8s so that you can utilize it as you go forward. Remember, I am recording. So even if you don't write, you have the recording to watch back and write. I will push the screen, all right? All right. Now, let's push to the side. Matter of fact, I need the space, so I'll just do this. Take off these. Now, the other thing that you need to pay attention to, remember that we're being recorded, so you don't have to worry. Now, the next thing that you want to look on is percentage. So I want you to understand that. Yes. Go ahead. All right. Now, another thing that you need to pay attention to, Ms. Barrett, is percentage. We're talking about why it is that they don't allow calculator. Your percentage, we need to understand percentage. You're going to see now how simple percentage is. You don't need a calculator for percentage, for real. And half of the paper has a lot of percentage on it. Let us start off by saying I have 800. And I am saying the key thing with the CXC paper is that they rally around the concept of a 10%, multiples and factors of that idea. So 10%, they'll always ensure that there is some zero at the end. Trust me. So now 10% of anything is to take off the zero at the end. So 10% of 800 is actually 80. That's what 10% is. In other words, then the decimal point would have moved from here to here. But outside of the movement of the decimal point, you can just understand that 10% of the numbers will just be to drop off the zero at the end. So we're suggesting that if 10% is to drop off the zero at the end, think about it. How does 10% relates to 20? When you double 10, you get 20. That means 20% is 160. Because you're doubling the percentage here, that means this double to that as well. Then how does 10% turns into 30%? It multiplies by 3. So if I multiply 80 by 3, I'll get 240, which is 30%. So you definitely can see that you're adding your 80 each time if your percentage is going up like that. 40 is going to be 320. 50 is going to be 400. So you're seeing that if I know 10%, I can know 20 by doubling, I can know 30 by tripling, I can know 40 by multiplying by 4, I can know 50 by multiplying by 5, and it goes on all the way back to 100. So we're saying, I don't need a calculator to do this because I'm just dropping off zeros, doubling, tripling. And then if you think about it, you can go backwards. 5%. 5% is half of 10. So if 10% is 40, half of 10, if 10% is 80, half of that is 40. Yeah. So we're seeing where, oh, hold on. I can go further. I can go 2.5%. Without calculator, it's 20. Because the moment I know 10, I split it into half, I know 5. I split it into half, I know 2.5. And I can continue knowing all the way down, but we'll stop right there. Yes, man. If somebody said 1.25%, it's 10. Because there's a relationship going on. And watch this now. I'm going to take the 80, the 800, and now move away from the 10. I'm showing you that dropping off the 0 is 10 and stuff like that. You can see the relationship. You divide 10 by 2 and you say, oh, I get 5. Now, you can go as far as 1%. Guys, check this out. 1% would mean you drop off 2 zeros. So 1% of 800 is 8. Think carefully now. If I know 1%, 2% means the double is what? 2% of 800 is 16. Because if 1% is 8, 2% is 16. 3%, guys, is 24. 4%, guys, is 32. It's going like that. Because you're saying, oh, because if I know 1%, then you could keep multiplying. 5% is 40.
40.
We can go backwards. Watch this. We can go to half. What? Half of a percentage is 4. Quarter of a percentage, no, of the 800 is 2. I can go right down to nothing, because when you understand these stuff, working the multiple choice paper will be very easy. Percentages all over the paper. They're going to talk about 20%, 30%, and more often than that, 10%, 10%, 10%. Drop off the 0, do what we have to do, move on. So now the percentage is, as I said to you, is that nice little thing that you need to have. Outside of that, be advised that there are 4 responses. 4 responses. And out of those 4 responses, all the time, 2 will be way off. 2 will be way off. And when we say way off, we're talking about, let us say that they say to you that, okay, what's the capital of Jamaica? Basically, everybody know Kingston, capital Jamaica, but you're going to see France and you're going to see Africa, because 2 answers will be way off. And then now you can zoom in on the last 2. And when you look at the last 2, one of them still off, you can pick the last one. So the thing is, a lot of times you're going to eliminate, which means that you don't necessarily would have to work out the answer, because if there are 4 responses and 3 of them are not good, automatically the last one is the answer without working. Remember that you're not required to show working to the examiner. You show working to yourself as you work out your thing and you submit a multiple choice paper shaded answers. So we're saying that you don't need to be showing working for some things. When you eliminate the wrong answers, the right answer must be automatically picked and you move on. Now, with these skills, we're going to see how they help us to look at some real paper. So now I brought here, which year is this? I don't remember. Let me look at it. 2019. This is the 2019 paper. We're going to go through this and then, as best as possible, see how we could work things out. All right, so here goes, number 1. Number 1, so we're looking at the fact that we're not using a calculator. And if we're not using a calculator, that means the answers will be picked and we move on quite easily a lot of times. So we're going at number 1. No, number 1 says -3 squared plus -2 squared. Well, if we square -3, we're looking at getting 9, because you multiply -3 times -3, and that's a 9. -2 squared is a 4. It's coming from -2 times -2, and that's a 4. So right here, we're adding 9, adding 4. Our answer is positive 13. Easily. I will say to you that in your multiple choice exam, you have 90 minutes to finish the exam with 60 questions. So you have basically you have 90 seconds to do a question, a minute and a half to spend on a question. And some questions will take 2 seconds, 5 seconds. Some will take 10, 15, some will take a minute. So most times it's like you save it's like when you're working some of the questions that are quite easy, then it's like you're saving time to work out some of the ones that you have to work out. All right, so here it is. We pick our 13 and we're good. Let's go at the next question. The next question is the
Yes,
number
sir.
2. Yes, go ahead.
So when you did say the two of them way off, would that be 25 and negative 10? Because you wouldn't have been nowhere near there, so.
Yeah, but truth to be told, for this one, you just work out what you have. This is not one of them that even think about that. Because as I said to you, they definitely give you a number to work out the value. So you definitely have to work out the value. Whether you do it mentally in your mind, you would have to work it out. I'll show you the ones that I'm referring to. All right?
Okay.
All right. All right, let's look at this. What number, when added to, think about it, when added to 1 1/3 gives 2. You think about that and you mentally think about that and you're like, what do I add to 1 1/3 to give me 2? Everybody would agree that it's just adding 2/3, right? So you have one
fraction equals a whole number.
Huh?
It's because a full fraction equals a whole number. And if you plus that 2, then you will get a whole number.
Go again. I didn't hear what you said first. That sounds like Leon. Leon, talk to me now.
Sir, I was saying how that would cause the fraction to become a full number.
Yeah, because you have one whole number and a third, and they're asking what must be added to this so that we get 2. So we have 1 already and a third. So we're saying that the third is what you're focusing on to turn it into another whole number. So which one of these could be added to this to turn it into 1, which is, so you'll see that it's 2/3, give you another 1 plus the 1, which would have given you 2. All right, so the paper is like this. These are the sort of stuff. For example, look at this. We're dividing. So we're dividing 11, and you're dividing this by 0.01. Quickly, we're not going to guess anything because check this out. When let me write this up for you and show you something. When you're dividing, right? One of the main things that you do, you focus on the numerator, not the denominator. You always try to turn this into a whole number. And while trying to turn the denominator into the whole number, you would have to do the same thing that you do to change the denominator into the whole number. You'd have to do it to the numerator as well. So whatever we're going to do to this, we're going to definitely do it to that up there. Let me take out a brighter stick. I'll use this when I'm ready. All right, good. So then you would notice now that if I'm going to change 0.01 into a whole number, the decimal point would have moved 2 places to the right. So for it to become 1, it's going to move 2 places to the right. So I'm going to have to do the same thing to the top number by moving the decimal point 2 places to the right for balancing. So when we're done, we would have had 1, 1, 1 with a 0, because there's a 0, it's going to go there, over 1. So the answer is D. So even though it looks funny, if you set it up and then understand how you normally divide by fraction, you try to let the denominator be a whole number. It does not matter about the top number, but you focus on the denominator. But whatever you do to the denominator, you would have to do it to the numerator. So basically, you can say you multiply the top and the bottom by 100 for the 0.01 to turn into 1, and then 11.1 becomes 1,110. And that's the answer. So it's just that principle that one has to, at least remember right there as you go. This is a question that we're saying. So this question says 12.5% of a sum of money is $40. No, we're not going to do 12.5 over 100 times something equal 40. We're not going to do that. Because in a multiple choice exam, that's too much work. Because we don't have a calculator. But what we want to do is to remember the eights. Remember, we said that 12.5% is 1/8. Therefore, we are being told that 1/8 equals $40. So if 1/8 is equal to $40, that means this total sum would be 40 times 8, and we're going to get 320, because we would have said, okay, I have 1 out of the 8. That means if I need the entire thing, I need 8. So 8 times 40 gives us 32, which is $320 right there. Still, no calculator yet, because we are utilizing some skills. So we want to remember that 12.5% is the same thing as 1/8. That's what I was saying earlier. So they pop up over time, hence we can really handle that. So we're at number 4. Still no need for any calculator yet, only that a little reasoning and remembering some little stuff. Now let's look at this. It says that a test was marked out of 80. A boy scored 60%, right, of the marks. How many marks did he get? All right, so you could just look at it and say, okay, 60% is 60 over 100 of 80. And one thing I could tell you, they always make sure that there are things to cancel easily. So even this one that you're going to set up and said 60 over 100 times 80, and you said 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0, and you're like, okay, it's 48. No calculator still, 6, 8, 48, and you're gone. All right. So we can work it other ways too, but I'm not going to push it in the interest of time. So I'm just working them probably one method most times, but there are diverse ways to get there. So that's question 5 right there. Let's go to question 6. Question 6 is right here. Question 6 says, the square root of 181, the square root of 181 lies where? Where does it lie? So as you can see, you're going to have to know your little square numbers now. Come on. You have to know your square numbers. Definitely, we know that 11 square is about 121. 13 square is 169. You have to know those. So it's not there. You definitely know that 9 and 11 won't work. 45 and 46 too big. Understand? Because 9 is 81 and 11 is 121. So you're seeing. So then you have this, which you could work out, and this to choose from. So the answer is A, because 13 square is 169, 14 square is about 196, and thereabout you would have seen that 181 is between this. So they said the square root of this number lies where? It's between 13 and 14. So you would have picked A and you move on. So definitely you want to make sure that you have those little square numbers. For example, 1 square give you 1, 2 square give you 4. You want to know your square numbers. 3 square, 9, 4, 16, 5, 25, 6, 36. And you keep know that. You could know up to 20. I mean, so you could write them down, look at them just in case you want to give yourself enough ability to do things when things pop up. For example, like this time. So instead of sitting in there and multiplying 13 times 13, 3 is 9, and some things you can just know offhand and you just touch it and you go. All right, so that one is A. Number 7. Number 7 says, which of the following sets is defined by this? So how do you interpret this is what they're really getting at. This is saying that X is less than, so I'm reading here, it says X is less than or equal to 4. This same X is greater than or equal to 2. So on the number line, if I'm thinking on the number line, I'm coming from -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the numbers that they're referring to, because they're saying to you that, hey, check it out. X is less than or equal to 4, and it's greater than or equal to -2. So we're looking for these numbers from -2 all the way to 4. That clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, in moving forward, number 8. So number 8 says if Q is equal to ABC, how many subsets can be obtained from the set Q? Now, when they talk about sets, the subsets of a set, you're talking about a subset mean, turn off your mic, you're disturbing somebody's mic. Thank you. A subset means a set within another set, fully. So let's deal with the concept of a set now. Like, even in this class, there are some of you are from a certain school. So like in this class, you have students from Fogo, you have students from Glenmuir, you have students from Denby, and you have persons that don't go to school. So we have different subsets if we're talking about schooling and so forth. So all of you are in my class. So my class is like the big set, and then within my class, there are different sets of people. So those sets of people are classified as subsets. So they are a set within a set. So if I should say, Foga students, give me an emoji here, then certain people would have done that. If I said, Glenmore students, give me some emoji, they would have different sets. So they are a subset within this set. So then there is a way we can know how many subsets you can get from any set as long as you're seeing the members. So here is it. The number of subsets that you can get out of a set is equal to 2 raised to the n, where n is the total number of elements. Please note this. So in other words then, if I see a set with, like this one, with 3 members, 3 members are in this set, A, B, C. The number of subsets we could get out
is 2 to the third.
2 to the third. And 2 to the third will give you 2 times 2 times 2, which is about 8. So they can ask you if the answer is 8, or they could ask you in that format. As you could see, they ask us in this format, 2 to the third. So that's the principle. So if there are 4 sets, it's 2 to the 4. 4 elements, I mean. So if we have, let me just write it. Let us say we have A, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10. If these are the members in this set, and they're saying how many subsets can we get out of this, it's 2 raised to 5. And this we could have gotten 32 sets out of that. So we want to make sure that we have this down as well. And there's another formula for set, but when the question comes out, I'll give it to you. So make note of that. The number of subsets can be found, all right, by using 2 raised to the number of elements. Now, items 9 refers to the Venn diagram. This is it. This is it. I think I'm going to spend some time to teach us about these little stuff as well, sir. This is yes, it is. It is 2019 past paper. All right. There is a formula that I want to give you guys that helps us to find some stuff here. So these stuff here, some of you might know, the U stands for what we call union, and this N-looking thing stands for what we call intersection. And the U stands for union. So the union means to unite. So this is saying P unite with Q, and this other one down here is saying P intersect Q, which means that they have things in common. Things in common. That's what it means. Or they are sharing ideas. And sharing mean common. You're in here, you're in here. For example, you might have a friend that is playing on the cricket team at your school, and that same person is playing on the Doncaster Cup school. So that person is, and you're intersecting Doncaster Cup along with cricket. So we're saying that that's what the little N thing refers to. In order to work out a question like this, there's a formula that I want everybody to make note of. So I'm going to give it to you. the formula says, if I need to know the number, and you see this little n outside this one, you notice it does not shape like this, because this is not an n here. That's just that symbol, whatever it's called, n. So the common n outside here. The common n refers to how many elements in that thing. That's what it means. The number of elements in that thing. That's what that little n refers to. So then we're saying that the number of elements in P union Q, that means the number of elements. If you should say everybody from P, everybody from P, Q, come here now. That number of persons that you will count is equal to, you can find it by doing this. Finding the number of persons in P, and you're going to add that to the number of persons in Q, and then you're going to take out the number of persons who are in both. That's a general formula. They love to give questions like that, like this. This is what they're thinking. So I'll tell you how to do it.
Sir.
Yes.
You need to put the writing a bit down more on the board. Thank you.
What was it under?
Under your picture.
All right. Put the picture at the bottom then, not you. All right. So here's the deal. So also you could move around. If you notice, we can move around this and this. We can transpose. This can come over the left side, and the other one could go over the right side. That means I could rewrite this for you and tell you that the number of persons in P intersect Q is equal to, so you notice I changed the sign this time, is equal to the number of persons in P still, plus the number of persons in Q still, subtract, but this time you're going to subtract the other thing, which is the union. So if you want to find the union, you subtract the intersection at the back. And if you want to find the intersection, you actually subtract the union. So that's the thing. So in this case, so you could write off this when you get time. So in this case now, if you should check to see what's going on, they gave us the number in P, they gave us the number in Q, they gave us the union, and they're asking for the intersection. So the answer is 5 plus 9, you get 14, and then you subtract 10, and you get 4 all the time. That's how they're going to work out these every single time. So it's a 5 plus 9, 14, take out the 10, and we get 4. So that's what I was saying here. That's the sort of formula. I think they were asking for this one. And you might see another one where they ask for that. But basically, I'm saying this is how you put those together. Does not get any harder than that. Trust me. All right. All right, that's number 9. Let's see what number 10 is. Number 10 says, all right, it says the item 10 refers to the following information. Item 10 refers to the following information. So here is the information now. Refers to the following information. So here is the information. P refers to prime number. Q refers to odd number. And R refers to even number. Which of the following sets is empty? In other words, we're going to write down what are the prime numbers. Just a quick idea. And what are the odd numbers and even numbers? And then we're going to see which one of these will come up, as in you can't find anything to go in it. So when we talk about empty set, it's like you normally put the sets in that bracket, the elements in it, if you have the elements. So we want to see, which one of these where we could not find anything to go in. Now, is there, so listen to the narrative now, is there, so we're looking at P intersect R, which means, is there a prime number that is even? That's what this means. Is there a prime number that is even? Anybody could tell me quickly?
2.
There's only, yes,
2, sir.
Number 2. So is that set empty?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right, it's not empty. That means this is not the answer. All right, something is in that set. So we're looking for one of those that can't find anything. So Q intersect R. Is there, so let me clean this and then re-ask, yes. Q intersect R. Is there an odd number that is even?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So you want to think that this is empty, don't it? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So is that the answer? Which of the following set is empty?
Yes, sir. Q
Yeah,
intercept.
man, it's empty. It's empty. So now when you find your answer, please do not try to check the rest. It's done. So I'm not going to check the rest, because it's only one answer they have. You understand? That's question 10. It's not like they have multiple answers you're to look at. But the moment you check and find the answer, do not waste time trying to prove the rest, because this is a multiple choice. So the answer is right there. There's no odd number that is even. So I'm gone. Question 11. So that is how we want to approach it. So now it says if P, now they're giving us some stuff now. They're saying if P is equal to 2, 3, 5, 7, Q is equal to 2, 3, 6, and S is equal to 2, 4, 5. They're asking us now for P intersect Q intersect S. What does this mean? Is there any elements that is common in all three?
2, sir.
2.
Number 2, exactly. So this is the answer. How do you feel about a past paper question that came 3 years ago? This is a past paper, so it's not like it doesn't get harder than this at the multiple choice. But what we want to do is to do a lot, so that, because these questions repeat, because I've seen some of these even from I was doing math. You understand? So some of them repeat.
Sir, this is the easy section, that's why.
No, this is it. Multiple choice. That's why they said no calculator. It does not get hard. So what we want to do, that is why I'm actually doing one now, because I want us to get familiar with it. Because even when we're going to do the next marathon, we're going to make sure that we have a section for multiple choice alone, so you could see more again. And then by then you will be convinced that, oh, this is it. All right. So let's go for number 11. Number 11 or 12, which one? 12?
12, sir.
Yeah, we're at number 12. So number 12 says the item, item 12 refers to the following Venn diagram. Now, I'll just say this to us, like just use it as a teachable moment. In the world of set, when they start to shade, there are a number of things I would say to you. When you see the little comma thing you're seeing here, it stands for complement, right? Complement. Like, for example, if two of you are walking, like two of you are best friends, it is said that you are your friend's complement. You understand? So you can't complement yourself. And your friend is your complement. You are your friend's complement. So the complement refers to everything outside of the thing you're mentioning. So when they say here, in the Venn diagram, the shaded region represents, it's P complement. Why? P is not shaded and everything surrounding P is shaded. Every single thing. The only thing that's not shaded is this circle. So the fact that this circle was not shaded, then what was shaded is the complement of that set that they did not touch. So the answer here is called P complement. This question comes on every paper.
But them not even shade the part where them intercept, though.
They can't shade it because it's P.
Yeah.
It is P. We don't care if other things overlap it. The main thing is it P? Yes, it can't be shaded. If you shade it, you spoil the whole thing for P complement. It wouldn't be P complement anymore. So Chad, it doesn't matter if you have a set like this and three things overlap. If I say set A come, if this is the case where this is A, this is B, and this is C, and I say everybody that is in set A come, it doesn't matter if you're in another set, because you are representing set A now that they said if you're in set A come. So you realize that people that are in set A would be in C and be in B, but they have to come if I call them because they are in A. You understand?
Full class.
So in no matter how many things they are in, you're still representing the set that you're in reality. You're still in A, you're in A. All right. So moving forward for the next question. Oh, I have to go up top for this one, up here. All right. Even this question has been coming from about 90s. It says, if TT, Trinidad and Tobago, $6 is equivalent to US $1, then Trinidad and Tobago, $15 is what? So all you're going to do is just to do regular division. It's 15 divided by 6. So we want to know how many times could 6 go into 15. And 6 2 is 12, so that's 2, and 3, so it's 2.5. But the moment I start working this and I say 6 into 15 and I get 2, and when I look here, the only response that has a 2, I wouldn't necessarily have to work out the other piece because it's only one response that comes with a 2 at the front. So I'll just take this and go. So this is how you save time. You don't necessarily have to work it down to the 0.5 since there is no other thing but this with a 2 in front. And that is how you utilize and save time. Utilize strategy to save time. Yes. So question 14. $7,000 is borrowed. See it? Look at this percentage now. But this is simple interest. $7,000 is borrowed at a rate of 5% per annum for 3 years. The simple interest. Remember, simple interest is given by the formula that says P times R times T over 100, where the P stands for principal, the R stands for the rate. So this is the principal, and the principal is the money invested or borrowed, whatever. So $7,000 times the rate, which is 5 times 3 divided by 100. But definitely they are going to set it up so that you get some nice numbers to work with. You understand? So basically you just multiply out. I'm going to show you something then. I could show you something that you could do outside of this. So I'm going to work it a long way and then I'm going to show you the easy way. All right. So we're saying that, look at this. This is 70 times 5. Yeah. And then you multiply by 3. See here? 70 times 5, 0, 350. And then you multiply this by 3, 0, 15 here. So you get 1,050. You pick your answer. So this one you employ a little working out, but the numbers that they'll give you will be easily canceled. I can tell you that's how they set it up. So you could have gone through that and do it that way. That's fine. But if you understand simple interest, though, if you understand simple interest, you would have realized that the simple interest never changes. It's the same amount you get every year. So then, if I can find 5% of 70, then I just need to either multiply it by 3 or add it 3 times because it's going to happen 3 times because it's 3 years. Remember though, if I see 7,000, 10% means to drop off a 0. I don't work anything yet, but that's 10. But 5% is half of, this is 10 and 5% is half of it. So 5% is $350. Without calculator, they made sure that the numbers are very simple for you to go. So this is what you'll get the first year, and you're going to get it 3 times. See it here, so you'll get back your 1,050 just the same. I'm saying it's up to you. How you navigate the paper is up to you. Another person could have said 350 plus 350 plus 350, and they still get 1,050. That's understanding. That is understanding that the simple interest is the same every year.
Sir?
Yes.
Or you could have said, like, oh, you know, say it I go divide by 100, you cancel the 2 0, you say 5 and 3, 15. That are 15.
Yeah, man.
So you say 15 times 70, and you say 7 times 15, and then you add the 0 at the back.
Yes, man. So as I said to you, there are various ways to navigate. You navigate based on your comfort level and you go forward. But what I would say to you, the numbers are simple. They're not going to give you any number that requires calculator. That is why you don't use calculator. Now look at this question. You see the 10% thing that we're talking coming out. It says a dress which costs $180 is sold at a discount of 10%. The amount of the discount is what? I just told you that 10% means to drop off a 0. So that is $18 is the discount. We don't work anything yet. We didn't even touch a calculator. The fact that we understood how to do 10%, we just chop off the zero. So $180 turned 18. Remember though, read the question, because this question really said the amount of the discount. We understand that it is 18. They could have said other things to you though. For example, they could have said how much the person paid. Then you know that you're going to have to subtract the discount from the total to get the real answer. But this question never asked that. It simply said, tell us the discounted amount. And we got that to be $18 by dropping off the zero. Still no calculator required yet. All right, let's push forward. Hold on, but all right, let's go. All right. Next question, that's 16. All right, look at this. It says here, question 16 says, the value of a plot of land is $18,000. Land tax is charged at a rate of 70 cents per 100 value. Key thing, 70 cents per 100. So that's a rate. What is the total amount of tax paid for the land? What is the amount of money? It's 18,000. But it's paid at a rate of 70 cents per 100. So it is our responsibility to find out how many hundreds can we get out of that. So you divide the 18,000 by 100, and we're going to get that. Oh, we can get 180 hundreds. Everybody could see the 180 hundreds?
Yes.
Now, since we now know,
okay.
Mute. All right, thank you. Since we know that we get 180 hundred out of that, we now will say, oh, but they did say it is 70 cents. 70 cents mean 0.7, you know, of a dollar. 0.7 is 70 cents. This zero at the back now really do nothing for the math. So 70 cents is 0.7 of a dollar. So let's multiply. So when you multiply, you ignore the decimal point until you're done. All right. So 700, 756, carry the 5, 717, and 512. And then there is a 1 decimal point there, 1 digit after the point, so it's right here. So the answer is 126. Here it is, $126. That is the tax. So this is a question that you had to work out, but look at how they set it up. They use some nice numbers, 18,000, and they give per 100. So they knew that, hey, you must be able to divide by 100 easily by taking off 2 zeros, and then per 100 means you multiply, so you say 70 cents, and you work out your maths and you easily get that. So even the ones that require working, it is not a difficult task still. All right, let's go on the other sheet. So we're at question 17. Let me go to this side, put the 17 over there, and then blow it up here. Question 17 says, at the end of any year, a car is worth 5%. In the city, you guys start to see the percentage that they're using for real though. 5% less than what it's worth in the beginning of the year. So this is the context now we're working on now. If a car is worth $9,500, right, in December, then its value in January was what? So they are telling you to go back in the past. They're telling you that, hey, this 9.5 now was after 5% come off. So what was it before? What was it before such that when 5% come off, it reaches that? So then sometimes you can work from your answers backwards. In other words, one of these money, 5% of it comes out of it and it turns into 9,005. That's what they're saying, one of them. So if I were you, I'll start with one of these, like 10,000. I won't start with this one. Too many things for 5%. I won't even do this one. Too many things for 5% because you're not using a calculator. So you will either try that one or try that one. So I'm going to try the 10,000. 10% means that I'm going to drop off a zero. That means 5% is half of this. 5% is $500. If I take 500 from the 10,000, I'm left with 9,005, which is what the question is about. That means the answer is $10,000. So we're saying, yes, I'm listening.
Sir, 10% when we just hear us come in.
No, man, 10%, understanding 10% help you to go faster. That's all I'm saying. You're on your own. I am saying 5% is what the question asks. Don't you see a relationship with 10 and 5? Isn't 5% half of 10?
Yes, sir.
Then that's what we're saying. We're saying 10% is the bars for your multiple choice. They are going to set the paper so that you need to understand that if they ask about 5%, you don't need to be 5 over 100 times. You don't have to do like this. All we're saying is, if I have 10,000 and I take off a 0, that's 10%. 10% is 2 times 5. So if I divide this by 2, I'm already at 500. And I don't have to divide. By looking at 1,000, I know that it's 500. So I am suggesting that you can utilize that. If not, you could stay with your long working out and do your thing same way. You're still going to get your 500 and you subtract it. And then because it is referring to this, then no, we would have stopped. This is not 10%, this is 5%. 10% is 1,000. So you are manipulating the numbers as you go without the calculator. You just look at it and the answer comes out. So then we would have picked 10,000. And then since I picked it and it is okay, I don't need to try the rest. So you move on. All right, check this one out. It says a loan of $8,000 was repaid in 24 equal monthly installment of $400. The rate of interest on the loan was what? So then first, in order to know that, you may have to know how much you pay back. So this says that we pay 24 monthly installment of this. So you need to work out. You need to find out this. When you multiply 400 by 24, you'll get your 9,600. When you multiply out this, regular, whether you want to use the 4 and then you add 2 zeros at the end, whichever way you do this, you are supposed to work it the way in which you are comfortable. So you get that. So now you're saying that I pay back this. Remember, this is not what you borrowed. This is what you paid back. So you would have known that you borrowed 8,000. So you say, let me see how much interest they make. How much interest did I pay back? I actually pay back 1,600. So now there are 2 ways you could sort out this problem. You could look at it and say, well, at 800, I borrow, you know? 8,000 I borrow. Look at this. If I drop off a 0 here, I realize that 10% is 800. How does that relate to this? It is telling me that, oh, it's 20% they make. Because if 10% is 800, and then this is 1,006, which is 2 times this, that means it was 20% that they made from me. So the moment I look at my 8,000 and I drop off a 0 at the back, I see 10,000. I see 800, should say, which is 10%. Then now I could use that knowledge to work out and know that. Just look at it, because everybody knows the numbers. And that is why they give those numbers. 800 double turn 1,600. Oh, 10% double turn 20. But you could have worked it out like this as well. You could have said, well, they made 1,600 off me. Hold on, guys. I borrowed 8,000. So it's going to be 1,600 divided by the 8,000 and you times that by 100 over 1. You can do this and do some canceling. 0, cancel 0, this 0, cancel that. And then you said 8 into itself, 1, 8 into 16, 2, 8 into 0, 0. And you say, oh, the answer is 20%. But we figured that out as well without even doing that. So you can do it this way, or you can look at the 800 and take off your 10% and look, because they're going to set the paper round that vibes. So you could do anything you want to do. It works. All right. Let's see what this one is about. Might have been an elimination question. Let's go. It says a dinner at a restaurant was advertised at $60. So the dinner was advertised at $60 plus tax, plus 18% tax. All right. So the total bill for this dinner would be what? So you're going to find out the tax. Now let's look at some of the answers. If 18% tax is going to be added to $60, it can't be $60. That is the answer. Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it can't be $60. That is the answer. All right. Now, I would know that, you know, that 20% of this, look, 10% is $6. 20% is $12 added, you know. So that when I look at this, you know, 20%, you know, would have been, looking at 20% is $12, you know. So 20% would have put it to $72, you know. And 20% more than 18. That means nothing over 72 can be right. This wrong, that wrong. So this is the answer. I'm going to work it out. Because I'm still using my judgment of percentage to say what can and what can't. Because definitely we saw that $60 could not be. But when I take a quick 20% of this and say 20% at $12, which is more than 18%, that means 78 can't work and 81 can't work because the thing is less than 20% that they're taking. And 20% would have made me pay $72. So I could reason out the thing and then pick the answer just like that without even working out the answer because I was able to shell away things that are not the answer. That's what we're talking about. All right. So don't think that I'm going to work out this by saying 18 over 100 times 60. No, we're not going to do this. You understand? Well, you can do it. Let's just go. Listen to this, that. Listen to this, that. 2 into this, 5. 2 into this, so I go on, 3. 3 times 18, okay, 54. You understand? 50, and you're like, oh, man, 54 divided by 5. You see where you're running to? You don't want that. And when you find this, you're going to have to add it to $60. We are saying that when you are in the multiple choice exam, man, they are expecting you to understand 10% and where it goes 20% so that you can make a judgment call based on approximation. So 20% of this is $12. Added to that, it is 72, and that's 20%. The question is about 18%, which is less. My answer must be less than $72, but it can't be 60. So it had to be that. And we don't work it out yet. And that is the sort of mindset you need as you go forward with the questions. Remember, I know it's the first we are working this together. We're going to do more because I'm going to make sure that we do a number of sessions with a couple of these stuff so that we can feel more comfortable. Let's look at this other question. It says, at a sale, each book was marked $3 off the original price. All right, so it was marked $3 off the original price. Daniel paid $46 for 2 books that had the same price. All right. Now, what was the original cost for one of the book? Remember, you know, what we want to do here is that we're looking on the fact that we were told that $3 was shaved off 1. At a sale, each book was marked $3 off. So if the person buy 2 of the same book, a $6 come off, not true?
Yes, sir.
And then now you're going to look on it, and then we're going to say that 6 plus 46 would mean that it's $52 they would have cost. So if you divide it by 2, then we said, oh, it's $26 for a book.
But, sir,
Original price you're talking. Original.
Sure.
Yeah.
you could say the 2 books, so you could say 2 into 46, that's 23, and then you add back the $3.
Yes, man. You could do that too. So at this time, what Chad is saying that no, we could say, all right, 1 costs 23 coming from dividing this 46 by 2, and then put back the $3 that came off and you get back your 26. So you can do it that way, or you can do it this way. It's up to you. Somebody said something like, sir, was that Barrett?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So I guess everybody okay then. All right. All right, let's go. Very good. Very good. Miss Morrison Courtney. I don't even know if it's Miss. All right. Let's go up here for the other question here. There's a question right here. All right. So I'll tell you that the algebra questions, you need to work them out here. Work them. Don't guess them. So it says 1 over 5x plus 2 over 3x is what? Is equal to what down here? All right. So then what we want to do is to just quickly work out our fraction. We're not going to take any chances. Algebra fraction, draw your LCM. LCM is 15 with an x. So if you said 5x into 15x, you get 3. 3 ones 3. 3 into the 15 is 5. 5 2 is 10. So we're looking at 13 over 15x. And you notice there are 2 little answers waiting for you. Be careful. All right. So the answer is D. So you do your algebra fraction and you pick it up. Still not get added, Miss Lopez. It says when 5 is added to a certain number and the result is multiplied by 3, the final answer is 27. What is the original number? Well, you could just write down this. So let us call this number Q, right? So we're going to call the number Q. When 5 is added to a certain number. So when 5 is added to a certain number Q, the result is multiplied by 3, we get 27. What is that number? Set up your thing. Q plus 5, put your thing in a bracket, times 3, give us 27. All right, and then you could work it from there. There are other ways you could check it too, you know. There are other ways you could check it, man. Because you know that the answer is 4. But let's work this out, and then we'll talk about another mental way. So 3Q plus 15 equal to 27 by distributing the 3 inside. Then, as you could see, this is ordinary solving of an equation where we'll subtract 15 from both sides. So 3Q is equal to 12. We divide by 3, Q is equal to 4. So this is the answer. But if you set up this already, let me just push this to the side a little bit, just for a mental thinking thing here for us. If we realize that we have this, then basically we're saying 3 times what give 27? 9. Because you're thinking 3 times what give 27? 9. But that is 5 out of it already. Oh, that means Q is 4. Right there. 3 times what give 27? 9, but that's 5. Oh, 4. Oh, 4. Q is 4. So I'm saying it's up to you, you know. If you mentally, you set up the thing and you could see it, grab your answer and you move on. But definitely work out your problem and it's always good. Hey, good answer, Courtney. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just pause a minute and then I'm going to ask everybody to work out this and throw your answer in the chat quickly. Everybody work out this and throw your answer in the chat right about now. Work out that. Work out that and then throw your answer in the chat. All right. Anybody sending any answer yet in the chat? You can just send the letter. Send the letter in the chat. Just send the letter in the chat. Send the letter in the chat. Ellie, are you sending, Ellie? All right. Mr. Ward sending something. Who else again? Courtney. Who else again? I said Chad.
I see one.
I said Chad. Anybody else? Two more, and there we go. Two more persons. All right, two more. Otavia, check your answer. All right, let's look at this now. All right, what we're gonna do is you're substituting, right? So you're substituting, and so they said x squared plus 3y over xy. X squared, what is x? 4. 4 squared plus 3y, 3 times 2 over xy, which is 2 times 4.
4.
We're looking at 16 plus 6 over 8. 22 over 8, 11 over 4, but they don't have that. So you could say 11 over 4 is 2 and remainder 3 over 4. Chad, be careful. So a lot of people put 2 and 3 over 8, then eat your food. You have to be very careful when you're doing this. So the answer is actually 2 and 3 over 4. Good to go? So we have to be looking out of our eyes very carefully as we navigate the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and that's why we win the class. Now it says if x is an interval that satisfies the inequality where, let me write it here. I'm going to put it here where 2x, let me push this to the side a little bit, right there. That's good enough. Where 2x is less than or equal to 6 or greater than 4. All right. They want to know what value is x right here. This is a regular solving of inequalities. Inequation, should say. So what you want to do basically is that get the x to be alone. It's not alone right there. So in getting the x to be alone, we can divide everything by 2. Because whatever you do one place, you have to do all the way through for balancing sake. So 2 divided by 2. So the x is alone now. And you could say this is 2 and this is 3 there. So what we have is 2 less than x less than or equal to 3. And we'll look for this answer here. And the answer is at A. So guys, it's there. They would set this up. Just be careful when you're working and navigating and you'll go through. Yes, Ward, you see you correct yourself and said D. Yes. All right, let's go at question 25. Question 25. Question 25. Question 25 says the sum of two positive numbers, P and Q, is 32. The difference is 12. What is the smaller of the numbers? So they are saying that the difference between the two numbers is 12. All right, so we're talking about P and Q. So when they add P and Q, let me put this. When you add P and Q, they said that you get 32. All right. And the difference between them, that when you subtract one from the other, you will end up with 12. What do you think? What do you think? Quickly. Anybody? Anybody? Quickly.
Simultaneous equation.
No, you're not forgot. Well, you can do anything you want to do, you know, but you can go easier or hard. It's up to you, you know. You can do that right now. Yeah. Huh? You can do simultaneous with it if you want, man. Because if you add these right now, you'll get 2p equal to 44. That means you divide by 2.
Divide by 2.
P is equal to 22.
Right.
So if P is equal to 22, then that means Q must be 10. Because they add together to give what? 32.
32.
Yeah, and then if you subtract them, you see the 12. But what did the question say? What is the smaller one? 10. So a lot of times people say I'm gone, but you have to respond to the question. What is the smaller one? 10. So you can do that. So they give you two nice situations, but you write them down. Somebody said simultaneous. So, and then now you'll see that if you add these two here, they become 0. And then, you know, 2p and 44 jumps out, and then you just navigate, go on, and you go on. So it's not a big deal. But you could do a mental thing too if you want. You know, you can if you want. All right, you can if you want. All right, number 26. 26. You're multiplying 3x to the second times 2x to the third. Chad, you cannot play music in the class. So now, remember that you're multiplying the coefficients. So the 3 and the 2 here will give you 6. And the variables, when you multiply same variable, you add the power. Yes. So the answer is 6x to the 5th, which is B. Next question. 2 matrices, A and B, are conformable for multiplication, right? If what? So they're asking what is the context under which you could multiply 2 matrices? Remember that we spoke about, let me put this to that side. Remember we spoke about this some long time ago. So we're saying that if the matrices are to be multiplied, then let us look at this. Like we're saying 2, this is like you're saying, I'm making up a case. We normally say that we can know if they can multiply if these 2 numbers are okay in the middle. Remember that, guys? If these 2 numbers, but they want the proper thing. But remember that this is row and this is column. This first one is row and this last one is column. So there is something going on because this is the first matrix and this is the second matrix. So this is matrix first and this is the second matrix. What do you notice? It is the column. Watch this, let me shade it. It's the column for the first matrix that is, so the number of column for the first matrix is equal to the number of rows for the second matrix. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we're looking for that. The number of columns for matrix A at the front is equal to the number of rows for matrix B at the back. Bam. And we pick that for the answer. So you see the context under which you would have been working already, because a lot of you would have known that, hey, this is how we do this. So I want you to know to relax and say, oh, but it is row times column. Oh, so this is my matrix A, this is my matrix B. The row, column from matrix A right now will be the same number as the row from the B1. And that is how you know that it can be multiplied. So we would have picked B and we're good. Good to go?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's look at this question 28. It says the determinant of the identity matrix is what? Now they're asking you to say if you remember what the identity matrix is. Remember the identity matrix. Identity. Come on, let's write down the identity matrix. It's 1, 0,
0, 0, 1.
Yeah.
So check it out now. How do you find the determinant of a matrix? It's the product of the main diagonal. Minus the product of the other diagonal. So we're talking about 1 times 1 minus 0 times 0. The answer is 1. Agree or not?
Agree.
Agree.
So then the answer is A, which is 1. So you see, this is how they test for multiple choice. Do you know the things that you learned for paper 2? Do you know them enough so that you could use them to help you to navigate and to move forward? All right, let's see what's going on for this. So now you see, we're looking at some matrices and some stuff. Let's go. All right, so we are going here, going there. And so this one says here that the matrix, no, my bad. The vectors P and Q are 3, 2, and -1, 4, respectively. Respectively would have meant that P is the first one and Q is the second one. That's what respectively would have meant. That it would have come in that order as well. All right. Now they're saying then P minus 2Q is what? Well, let's just go and do our thing. P is 3, 2. This is P. And we're supposed to minus 2Q. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. So we're talking about 3, 2 minus what? 2 inside of that is negative 2. 2 times the 4, that's negative. That's 8. So we're looking at 3 minus minus 2, and then 2 minus 8. Be careful. We're looking at 5. Hold on. Hold on. That's 5, negative 6. Okay, that's there. Yeah, 5, negative 6. Yeah, I see it. So we're looking at 5, negative 6, and it is right here. So we have to look out our eyes, right? Just look and take our time. So what you notice they are embarking on here, they are just testing to see what's going on. B, yes, Christian, B, yes, 0, B, Ellie. All right, people sending in some answers. All right, good. Work them as I see them, send the answers. If I get a chance to peep at them, I'll peep. Or I probably could log in on another device so I could see it at the same time. All right, let's go, continue. So you do notice that they're testing you on all the various aspects of the syllabus. And the good thing is we have done quite a lot because we have done these stuff. Let's go. It says item 30 refers to the following parallelogram, WXYZ. In the parallelogram, XY equal U. You're seeing that. X to Y is U. You're seeing that. They went further to say that XW is V. We are seeing that. XW is V. We're seeing that. And the arrow direction is very important too. The arrow direction is important. All right, guys, we have done vectors. So it says now R is the midpoint of YZ. All right, no problem. No problem. What we do know, though, that we could label the rest of the parallelogram easily. We can label it because in this direction, so watch me, in this direction from W to Z.
To Z will be U.
It will be U, excellent. And Y to Z
will be V.
It would be V. So from that now, they said that this is the midpoint. So if this is the midpoint, that means we have a half V and we have a half V down here as well. So let me clear it up. And you see what's going on? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Half V, because the entire thing is V going all the way down. We're checking that out. That's V. All right? So then let us look now on what's going on here. Express W, R. So we're moving from W to R. If you're moving from W to R, this is our row.
W to Z first.
Yes, man, we can move from W to excellent work. So we want to move from W to Z, and then move from Z to R. Excellent. Let me write the Z better. W to Z, and then from Z to R. Sounding good. How that? Lopez?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Top form. So W to Z is in the direction is U plus. This is coming against the direction, so it's going to be minus half.
Okay.
So then, yes, and they are unlike, so you can just put that minus half without any plus anymore because different. One is V, one is U. So we're looking out for that, and the answer is at A. Can you see that right here?
Yes, sir.
So they're still testing for your vector knowledge. Same way. They're testing for the vector knowledge. Hold on, guys. Let me turn on a fan. All right. So, all right, so that's that. Let's go to the next question to see. That's 31. We're at 31. I think 31 is on the other sheet right here. So we're at 31. All right. So 31 says, given that 1 milliliter is equal to 1 over 1,000 meters, all right? Now, this that you see here, 1 over 1,000, 1 over 1,000 is still telling you that 1 meter is 1,000 milliliter. That's what this means. You understand? So even though they write it like that and you probably feel funny, think about it. 1 over 1,000, that means 0.0001 meter makes one of the other one. So it's 1,000 to 1, where it takes 1,000 of the smaller one to give 1 of that. So it's the same vibes, right? They could have represented, or they could have represented this as 10 to the negative 3 meters as well. Same thing. Because this would have meant that there is a 1 over 1,000. That's what this means. So bear in mind that they can represent that like this as well, is the same context. So if you see any one of them, it means that. Also, note that this is the same idea. So maybe because they want it to seem a little bit more difficult, they try to do that too. But understand yourself, still keep your same knowledge. So 2,500 milliliters to meters. You're just going to divide by 1,000.
Divided. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you just divide this by 1,000. So don't let them trick you. So you divide it by 1,000, 1, 2, 3. You end up with
2.5. Yes, sir.
2.5. Same ideas. All right. So we go in the same way, same pace. Now, looking at this, it says item 32 refers to the following diagram, which shows a sector of a circle. So it shows a sector of a circle AOB such that AOB is 60 degrees and OB is R units long. All right, no problem. So whatever they told us, we're seeing it there. Let us see what they want us to do though. Question 32 says the area of AOB. This is area of sector. It comes under measurement. So remember, the area of a sector is the area of a circle. So we're talking about area of sector, you know. The area of a sector is coming from the area of a circle, which is pi r squared.
Yeah.
The only thing, though, is that it's going to say that what portion of the circle. So then we're talking about 60 over 360 with pi r squared. If you notice, though, the answer is in pi r squared, and because it's a multiple choice, now you understand that they're not stressing. So you divide out this, divide on this. Cancel your 2, 0, 6 itself 1, 6 into that. So the answer is
1 pi r squared.
Pi r squared. So what does this mean? What does this say? You could see that CXC does not necessarily will be pressuring you in paper 1 to be working out anything, because your answers are given in pies and stuff like that. So it's concept they're testing for. Do you understand what to do? Do you know what to do? All right, let's push further. The volume in cm cube of a cube of edge 3 is what? Remember, a cube looks like this, not true? So a cube looks like that. The only thing is all the sides will be the same. So this is 3, this is 3, this is 3. The volume of these will be 3 times 3 times 3, because volume refers to length times width times height, or length times length times length, since it's a cube. Or we could have said another thing, depending on how you learn your stuff. You could have said that, hey, let me put by this. Hold on. You could use this as area of cross section, which is what is on the ground, times the height. You get the same answer, because the area of the cross section is 3 by 3. and then you're going to multiply by 3. You understand? So you could see that the answer is what?
27.
27. A lot of people would have picked 9. For some reason, they just pick 9, you know? So just look out of your eyes, man, and make sure when you're picking your answers. All right, sorry about that. Let's go. All right, I am at number 34. How you feel about the paper? It's not too bad, ain't it?
No, sir.
Not too bad. And you
For
see,
me.
guess what? You see, by the time you reach the exam, we're going to do a lot of these questions. And then no, that's when you're going to really feel like you're getting the good.
Sir, that is the problem, the exam.
No, man, I same thing you're going to do in the exam. Exactly. Because all right, even the marathon that you did yesterday, every question is not, those are not made up questions. Those are exam questions. And this that we're looking at now, they're not made up. These are exam. Right? So if this is what the exam is, just go and do it. All right, let's go. The perimeter of a square is 48 centimeters. What is the area? Now, let's drop the square. Understand? We could talk about it. So a square, the concept of the square is that we have the lengths are the same. That means if this is the length, this is called L. So L times L is equal to 48. No, my bad. It's not L plus L, because it's perimeter they're going with. It's perimeter they're talking. So it's L plus L plus L plus L, or some of you might say 4L equal 48. Equal 48. So we know that 4 L's give us 48. So then you could see that L is 12. So if L is 12, that means one of the side is 12 and the other side is 12. The area will be 12 times 12, which is 144. And we're going to select this as the answer. So the answer is D. Yes, yes. Morrison, Giselle, yes, yes. Tashane, I see you getting the D's. Yes, good, good, good. 35. Which of the following figure, not drawn to scale, has an area equal to this that they're giving you? All right. One of the things that you're going to have to note as well is they give you the area formulas for these plane shapes. This is a trapezium. So I'll tell you right now that the area of the trapezium is half the sum of the parallel side times the height. The parallel sides, this side is parallel to that. So half the sum of that times the height. So we're looking for a 5 and a 4 at the parallel sides. Half of it is there, that's a part of the formula. And 2 would be the height. The height is this. So I'm looking for something with 5 and a 4 and a 2 here. So let's look. See it at the back. We're seeing the parallel sides, 5 and a 4 and a 2. So this formula now would be 4 plus 5, half of that, times the height. That's how the trapezium formula goes. So that's the same thing that I have up here and asking us about that. So it is D. All right, let me see if anybody kick in D. All right, Ellie. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, so we got D right there. It says, look at this one now. It says the area of a rectangle is oh, this one is a nice one. It's 53.6. All right. If its length, if the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half, the area would then be what? For a question like this, all you have to do is to relax. Now, we already know that it is said that the area is, that means length times width is 53.6. 53.6. That's what this says. The area of a rectangle is 53.6. That means length times width is 53.6. So we want to start that on that regular premise that we know length times width is that. Then now, from that, instructions came and says, if the length is multiplied by 4, okay. So now we're getting 4L. And then the width is half, oh, we're getting W over 2. So they're saying if we multiply the length by 4 and divide the width by 2, what will be the new area? I would say to you, when you multiply things, you can look if things can cancel. Look for yourself. 2 into itself 1 time, 2 into 4, 2. So at the end of the day, now, this is what you're about to look at. 2LW. Now, this is LW. L times W give 53.6. When you listen to what they said and then make the adjustment, you realize it comes back down to saying 2LW. Oh, that means it's 2 times this.
107.2.
Yes, 107.2. You're still not implying a big working yet because those numbers are simple to flow with. But the concept that they're getting at is the issue. They want to know that when they said 4 times this, you multiply the L by 4, and then they said the width is half, you put it over 2, and then you would have looked and said, but this is multiplication. And we understand that when we are multiplying things, of course, we could do the canceling. And then we end up with the final thing, which is 2 times that, which is this. So this is how you navigate the multiple choice paper, man. It's not going to be hard, huh? Not going to be hard at all. Any at all. All right, still going further. Still going. All right, it says item 37 refers to the following diagram, which shows a sector of a circle with a center O. All right, no problem. Now, it says, if the length of the minor arc PQ is 8, so we want to put on the number. This is 8 centimeters from P here. That is 8. We said, oh, okay, that's what you mean. That is 8. See, it's blinking right there. That is 8. So we're saying, now, if all of that is 8, then they're asking us to find. So there are a number of ways we could do this. One of the ways you could do this is to say, oh, but let's pull this to the side. Yes, so it could work there, and then I could jot this photo down there. Give me a second. No, this up there. Put it right there. It's good. All right. We are saying that if I have a circle, if I take out a regular circle right here, I take out my circle, I show my circle there. All right, so that's my circle that I chose right here. And I get a bigger circle, all right? Bigger circle like that. Take off that. I couldn't let that stay. Take it off. So that's my circle right there. I'm saying that 60 is like that. 60, 60. How many times could you get 60 out of that? You're going to realize that you will get the 60 going around 6 times. For each of these, this is 8, this is 8, this is 8. For each 60 degrees is 8. So for this response, we're simply seeing where we could have said that, oh, since we could get 60 into the 360 6 times, then 6, 8 is 48. And we still haven't employed any big working out, but we're looking at some little ideas that we could pick on things and go through. So we're seeing where 6, 8 is 48 right there, because we have that 66 times. 6, 6, 36. For our entire circle, it's 360 degrees. So the answer would have been C. Let me see who one will pick C. All right. Faster pick C. Yes. Dot pick C, Giselle pick C, Otavia pick C, Trish pick C, Tashana pick C. A lot of people picking C. All right, good to go. Question 38. The area of a triangle is 30 square cm and its base is 10. What is the height of the triangle? We want to set up this question, man, and utilize your knowledge of the area of a triangle. So most of us already would know that, guess what? The area of a triangle, you know, we could say triangle, hold on. Triangle area, we said it is base times height over 2, and that gives us that area of the triangle. Now we're told that the area is 30. All right, and this is equal to base, but they tell us that the base is 10. So it's like 10h over 2. Now, I am only putting what they're giving me, you know, so I'm not stressing anything. Base times height over 2. We're told that the base is 10, hence I could put this number as 10 right here, and then h. So right here, we could say, all right, we could do a number of things. I could just cancel down this. 2 into itself 1, 2 into this 5. So I'm saying 30 is equal to 5h. Well, if 30 is equal to 5h, what is h mentally? Such that what times h give me? 5 times h give me 30, so h must be 6.
6.
Yes, or, so that's mentally. Or we could have said, all right, let us just go through with our equation. We could say divide both sides by 5. H is equal to 5 into 30. We get our 6 still. So depending on how you feel, but the bottom line is you have to utilize what you learn or what you have within you to set up a system, then to apply yourself and come on. So it's mainly like an application idea that is required from us every now and then as we go forward. 39. This question says that 39, it says item 39 refers to the following histogram, which shows the number of children aged 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 who took part in a survey. All right, so they took part in a survey. So those are the age and those are the number of students, children. So you look at what we have here, they put number of children here, and they definitely, they had the age here, ages. All right, let's see what the question says. What was the modal age? What was the modal age? So how many students? Which one of these you are seeing where the age would have been, the age came a lot of times? Which one? The age came a lot of times? 7. 7. And definitely I think they might have 5 there for people who are not thinking. So the age is, you have to go on the age axis. So some people pick 5, you know, but the answer is 7. All right, I see a lot of people punching answers. Let me see what's going on. Giselle 7, Christian 7, Chad 7. All right, C. All right, Chad says C. All right, Chanel say A then C. All right, all right, going good, going good. All right, good. All right, the A then C. Yes, but the good that you see quickly because they said modal age, so you read off the age. Very good, Chanel. All right. Let's now go to, oh, this looks like a cumulative frequency. All right, so I'm going to push it. I think I'm going to push it too. All right, so they're giving us a cumulative frequency. So you see how the exam is set up? It's every aspect of the syllabus. You understand? So if you really don't understand the syllabus, you're going to struggle with a lot of things. All right, this one says question. Let me pull this off, the other diagram. I think it is on it. Let me pull it off. All right, good. It's here, and then I could push the board to the side and then do this. We could look at the answers when we're ready. All right, let's read this first, then we could look at the answers when we're ready. All right, so it says here that item 40 to 42 refers to the following diagram, which shows the cumulative frequency curve based on the marks of 200 students. So we want to make sure that we understand this is 200 students. And you could see the cumulative frequency curve too, because you have 200 at top, where this levels off up here. So you could see based on how we draw cumulative frequency curve, we could know that it's 200 students that we're dealing with as well. All right, let us now look at the curve. Yeah, very good. We saw that in the marathon yesterday too, one like that. It says the median mark scored by the 200 students. I'm going to navigate now. Probably I use a nice line to assist us. But the median means that you find in the middle, and that's how we call it Q2. So it's the median, the middle. But again, they will give you some nice numbers like 200. So the middle of 200 is 100. But when you're looking up, it's your responsibility to put on numbers on your graph. For example, I would say right here is 20, right here is 60, 100 is right there. So based on, and this is 140, and this is 160, because sometimes they like to leave off the things. But when you look at how the scaling is, and the numbers, yes, you're able to do that. So definitely you will follow this line here, go across with it. Everybody could see coming across. And you'll see that it really stopped right there. It stopped right there to me. So I'm going to just read off down there, right? Matter of fact, let's zoom it up. Let's go. Wait, let's go large. Let's go large and see. All right. Would you say that it is in the middle? Like it's in the blank spot right now? Pass it a little bit? Kind of? Would you want to say that, guys? Like it's slightly past?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
to me, it's slightly past it. So then, so we're going to read that. So you have to look. So we're going to read it. So it's, you see, some 0.5 answer is there. So to me, it passed it a little bit.
37.5, I would say.
Yes, it came down right here. So when you draw your line with your ruler, it came down in the middle, right here in the middle. So that middle value there, this is 35.
Right.
So 35, 36, 37,
37.5.
38. So it is between 37 and 38. So it is going to definitely, you're correct. It's 37 and a half. And you see, the thing is though, you do realize that you couldn't have missed it. Even if you never realized that it was exactly in the middle. Let's see if their CXC would have put an answer to confuse you. Check this out. They didn't. Because if you came across like this, and you think it was this line, you would have came down at 37. Yeah. So this is 35. You would have came down at 37. And then now when you look at the answer, look what you would have picked. Boom, you would have said, oh, 37 and a half. You get the point I'm saying? So even if you made an error in terms of not realizing that it is really 37 and a half, then based on intelligent guess, and based on what you see, you would have just know that, okay, maybe I am just a little bit off, and you would have picked it. Very good, Ellie. And so it's a multiple choice. Yes, so you pick your thing and you move. All right, let's look at the next question. The next question says here that what is the interquartile range of the marks scored by the 20? So the interquartile range, you realize these things are coming out. We need to find Q3. We need to find Q1, and then we deal with it. We subtract Q1 from Q3, and we will get our interquartile range. So let's go back to it. Q1 is 25% of your sample. So now, remember though, Q1 is 25%. So 25% of 200 is 50. Half of it is that. So 25% of 200 is 50. All right. Now you realize that. Look how you're going up. Look how you're going up. This is 20. So one of these lines is 4, 2, 4, 6. So this is 4 because you're going up by 20 here. This is 20. So one of these little lines is 4. Think about it, guys. Let me blow it up for you. You agree? One of the little lines is 4. You understand? Yes, man. So this is 24. All right, let me go for the 50. This is 40, 44, 48, 52. So 50 is going to be between that. 52, 56, 60. So it's going by 4. But you would have noticed, though, that the 50 is going to be halfway between. All right. You see, even if you're not even counting, let me show you what I would want you to do right here. Even if you're not even counting right now in this multiple choice, you must note that if this is 40 and this is 50. This is 60. 50 is exactly half between
In
that.
between the 40 and the 60.
Yes. So it is going to be in the blank spot coming across here, right there, right there. See, you could see that for yourself too. Sorry for not taking up my line. Wow. So it's coming there. So touch the curve there, and you know that I'm getting a blank.
Yeah, 29.5.
I'm getting right there for Q1.
Yeah.
So Q1, based on the scale now, come again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this is a 1 by 1 going. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So it's going by 1 on the x-axis. So that means I came down at 29.5. All right?
0.5.
All right. So my Q1 that I came down was 29.5. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about that. We're going for Q3. The answer will be what you are looking for. So we're talking about Q3, which is 75%. 75%, man, is about 150 when you work it out. You agree? It's 200, you know. So we're talking about 75% will give you 150. Everybody agree?
Because it's 3 times the 3 times Q1.
Yes, yes. So now the same concept now, this is 140, this is 160. So 150 had to be in the middle of this. Yeah. CXC rough. CXC are going to pay a middle shot for this one. Bam. And you see we come on a nice line this time. It landed on a nice line in the chat. So we're going to take this line down. Let me minimize and just take the line down for us. It came on a line for me. All right, I'm seeing this line. Might be off, but I'm seeing this line. So I'm seeing 41, 2, 3, 43. So basically then what we're going to do, we're going to say, all right, we're going to subtract 43 minus 29.5. And when you do that, you know, anything close to that, you know, is the answer. Because remember that sometimes you kind of say it's 13.5 I'm getting.
Yeah.
So it's anything near to that. Where is it? All right. So you get 13.5.
12.5.
12.5.
12.5. And that's what we're saying in terms of, so they will make sure that the answers are not near. It's like whenever they're going to let you read off these little things for a multiple choice though, they will make sure that there is nothing close to whatever you're going to get. So even if somebody pick up 30 and somebody pick up 44, when they work it out and they get the number, they're going to get, oh, you know, it's going to be 12 and a half because the closest number is 30. It's way off. So the question would have been testing to see if you would have get anything near 13, 14, 12, it's sort of thing. And as long as you're there, you're going to pick this one because you would have known that, hey, this is the answer. Get it? All right. Very good. Where are we? All right, we're going to do this last one and then we'll finish. Let me see if the question had to do with these two, I guess we're done. Oh, we're going to 42. Hold on 1 minute. Just let's go to 42 and just wrap up that. All right, let's do this last one here. It says here, if 38% of the students passed the test, what was the pass mark? Watch this. 38% passed the test. You know, look, 38 passed the test. So if 38 passed the test, then you have to take the 38% from the top. Listen, you have to take the 38% from the top. Listen again. If 38% of the student pass the test, you would have to take the 38% from here. Look at this. This question, guys, check this out. Let me clear this to talk. Watch this. Watch this. Oh my God, I rub off some unnecessary stuff. Hold on. Let me put them back. All right, let me take off. Let me take off this. I'll fix it. All right. We are told that 38% pass the test. So now you're going to have to take the 38 from the top because it's 38 pass the test. 38% pass the test. So what are you thinking here, guys? You're going to have to take 38%. So 38% of 200. What do you get for that?
76.
Huh? Not hearing.
76.
76.
Somebody says 76?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So you're going to take 76, 76 from the top. You know, understand what I'm trying to say? 76 from the top. From the top. Let me clear off the thing and show you what I mean. 76 from the top. You're not going to go up to 76 from the bottom. You're going to, because remember, we're talking about those who pass. So that means you're going to subtract 76 from 200 and 124 the marker there. That means 124 fail and 76 pass. Make sense? So then, when you're counting now, based on, remember I said we're counting nice, we're going by 4, not true?
Yes,
four
sir.
going by this. So 124 would have been this line also, this line right here.
Yeah.
This is 124 and you go across.
That's
right
40.
Here, so the pass mark is 40%.
Yeah.
And so the pass mark is 40%. Because for you to pass it, you have to get 40 or more. So you see everybody here, so all of them people here fail. And all of them under this. All of them, the failing people are right here. Failed. They failed. Yes, Chad. Failed.
So what if them say the pass mark for the exam is 40%? How much of them failed?
Then no.
So you'd have go from 40 go up.
Yes. So you would have gotten this. You would have moved the 40 up like this. And you'd have come across right here. That means everybody under this would have get the low grade. Because when you talk about fail, you're talking about the lower grades, not true.
Yes, sir.
So it would have been everybody coming down, which would have been 124 people. But when them say pass, that is why I was saying to us that is when you find that 38% of the 276, some people in the class would have read 76 from the bottom here. That is wrong because they're talking about passing people. It would have been the top scoring people and they are over in this section. And them people are pass over here, so. Over here, so all over here, so it would have meant that they got the higher scores. See there, they got the higher scores, so they would have been scoring from 40 to 50 to 60. So that is what we're saying. These are the passing people. So pass. We're going to stop there for tonight, and it was good. 42 questions.